What's up, Mike Mendoza, Fast Real Estate Services, Cleveland, Ohio, on the commute, also representing Doza Real Estate Group here in Cleveland, talking real estate, mostly commercial, residential, real estate development, multifamily, investments. Today I wanted to focus on, this is probably more for the realtors out there or brokers who are selling commercial real estate. The Ohio Association of Realtors has their convention this week in Cleveland, so I was able to attend some of the meetings. That's where I'm going to now. There's a meeting on the blockchain, so I'll be interested to see what and hear what they're talking about. I think that's going to be very important for the future of real estate. So, and in particular, what I wanted to talk about was how we generate leads and identify leads for listings. So I went to a seminar yesterday, pretty high energy guy. And to be honest, I can't remember his name, but it goes by the name of J-Man. And I think he's probably on YouTube and things like that. But very effective, very high energy, very unconventional, but also very typical for for generating leads and also making sales. So if you are a realtor, just got your license, what I see is a lot of people getting out of the business after the first year because they're not able to sell properties, whether that's you're the listing agent or the buying agent. It's sales. So, and not only is it sales, it's also entrepreneurship. So if you are expecting to just have money flow into your bank account automatically once you get your license, that's typically why most real estate agents don't succeed, is because they are not used to running their own business and also generating sales, which starts with generating leads. So yesterday they were talking about how they use different data mining tools, and it's amazing. I'm old enough to know and remember that these tools did not exist 15, 20 years ago. It was you did your own thing, you created your own relationships, and you built your business from referrals and marketing and trying to figure out who your target audience is and so on and so forth. Now it's basically done automatically for you through data mining and utilizing certain information. So a good example is social media companies. They gather data from you, from what you post, what you're talking about, what you're buying, and then those get put into an algorithm or artificial intelligence, which say, hey, this person just showed that he got engaged. He's probably going to be looking for a house soon. Or indications that people are having a baby or going to have a baby soon when they're posting stuff on social media about trying to get pregnant or looking at different baby consumer goods and things like that. So it's incredible what we can glean from data that's gathered on us all the time. So there's a bunch of different tools that can tell you how likely a seller or an owner will be listing their property, so that you can target those people instead of doing a widespread marketing campaign, spending a ton of money that you probably don't have. You can target individuals or situations that will most likely get you leads. Okay, so and then the other thing that was talked about was automated communication. So using CRMs and other SMS automated response tools, because people want communication when they want it, not when you present it to them necessarily. When they're ready to buy, then they want something on demand. So there were some things that automated a response from a bot, basically, when you went into this person's portal online or a text message. Then it would ask you certain questions like, are you pre-qualified for a loan? If you're not pre-qualified for a loan, can I send you a list of lenders that I've worked with in the past that have helped my buyers? And then it will trigger a response a few days later to say, hey, do you have any questions? Have you called the lenders that I referred you to? So in any business, I learned I was selling a bunch of different things when I was younger, because I knew sales would be a essential skill to have in business. So I was selling a lot of stuff. One in particular that that helped me a lot was I joined a company when I was in high school and college selling knives, and it was a great experience. It taught you how to generate leads from your circle of influence and get referrals, and understand who was buying those type of products so that you could just target those people, and so on and so forth. Right now the target is millennials, and so when you target millennials, you have to speak their language, you have to communicate with them in the platforms that they are on, and so on and so forth. So as an example, if you have an email with an AOL extension, you probably want to get rid of that right now. I mean, Gmail is free to use, or if your company has their own email, obviously use that, but don't use AOL, because that's going to show your age. It's an old platform. If you don't know what that is, that was one of the first internet service providers. And so if you still have an AOL email address, then people know that, you might be too old for them, sorry to say. And you're not so much that you're old, but that you're not with the times if you still have an old email address like AOL. So there were things that we currently have access to now you don't have to pay for, like on HomeSnap. You can use heat maps to determine the likelihood of a seller selling their home, and then there's you can still do direct mailing. There's databases to target likely sellers in that regard, and a bunch of a myriad of different tools for you to identify who is going to be selling in the next few months. And one that I was impressed with was you upload your database of your own contacts. So, and then this service follows this person through the internet on their social media and other means. I think credit card companies sell this information to let people know what people are buying and things like that. It's amazing how we can predict our behaviors based on what we're buying at the current time, right? So that was something that I've never heard of before, so I'm going to look into that. But I mean, the overall theme is, you, as a salesperson, number one, and that's what we're talking about here. We can talk about entrepreneurship and running your business on another vlog, but you need to be able to generate leads. Leads are your lifeblood of your business. Then you have to convert those leads. So there was a section in the talk yesterday that we practiced our script, so to speak. But then when you figure it out in the end, you're trying to build a relationship with a person. You're not trying to sell anything to anybody. If you're trying to convince somebody to use your services, nowadays that doesn't work. You have to understand that person from a personal level, get deeper into the conversation versus surface level conversation, like how's the weather, how you've been doing, things like that. And there are some pretty effective tips and tricks to use. But in the end, you need to care about the person and their needs when it comes to real estate. If you're trying to sell real estate, you need to understand and dive deeper. Why does somebody want to move? What is their goal in moving? And then you figure out how do you, as a real estate professional, provide value to that person. And you hear that word, well, what is providing value? Basically giving somebody what they need in order to reach their goals. Okay, and that sometimes doesn't mean that you're going to get the sale, or it might take a while to convert somebody into a sale. Like I've had people that I've communicated with literally for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and they've come back and I've gotten their listing. And the only reason they're coming back is because I've built a relationship with them, not just some superficial relationship. Say, hey, don't forget to call me when you have something that you need to sell. It is actually understanding and communicating with that person on a regular basis. I try to do it on a quarterly basis if possible, if not more than that, and try to take every opportunity to learn about that person. Because once you learn more about that person that you're trying to gain business from, then you will be able to provide for their needs. I can't remember the exact quote, but and coming up in sales, and somebody put it in the comments, is that I think, Zig Ziglar maybe, somebody said, you will get everything you want in life when you are able to give everybody else around you what they want first. Okay? So if you're giving people what they want, they're going to automatically help you get what you want. And again, not necessarily, you can't expect things to come just because you did somebody a favor or brought value. It's the give, and ask scenario where you continue to give to people, and then you ask for the business and they will give it to you. Sometimes you don't even have to ask. If you continue giving, somebody will reciprocate, but you have to do that with no ulterior motives and nothing expected in return. And you do it because you enjoy helping people, not because you are trying to gain a commission or make more money. I'll be honest, I left the healthcare industry in 2015. I am not making nearly as much as I used to make as far as income, but now I'm so much more fulfilled and happy because I really enjoy doing what I'm doing, providing a service for people through real estate, getting people to their dream homes, their first home, their first investment property, and I gain so much satisfaction. And guess what? My sales have increased 40 to 50%, even more every year since I've been in the business. And I'm not actively, I have goals, but I'm not actively counting these sales. They're happening because of what I'm doing every day. What my process is: continue to build relationships, and then the sales will come. For an example, I saw somebody yesterday at the convention that I haven't seen in a while, and I used to utilize her husband as a real estate attorney for different things that we were doing in property management. Now that person is in a different position with the city that could help with our real estate development. I immediately sent the guy an email saying, let's go to lunch, let's catch up, because they're doing different things, I'm doing different things, and then obviously I'm going to try to figure out how I can help them first, and with no reciprocation. But I know as I continue to do that process and connect with people and try to figure out how can I add value to that person, then eventually I'll be able to come back and reap the rewards of that, possibly. Okay, and more often than not, it does happen. So, but if you don't, if you get disappointed because something doesn't happen because you're doing this activity, well, keep doing the activity. Trust me, something will come. And this relationship has been built over the last 3 years. So I'm not expecting anything right away. I mean, it might take another 3 years, but in that, let's say that 3-year time period, it could be the biggest deal of my life. So, you can't just expect the quick sale, the quick win in real estate, because it just doesn't happen. Even nowadays, it takes at least 30 days to close. Even if it takes 14 days, it's not going to happen. What you do today is what your results will occur in 2 weeks, 3 months, 3 years. So just keep grinding, and you'll get there. So I want to end it there. Hopefully this was valuable to you. Please contact us. You can contact me directly, 440-941-3692. And we would love to talk to you about your business, how we can help. Again, with no expectations of anything in return. And we just want to help, because when we help others in this business, it helps all of us. With that, we will talk to you soon.